Oh, it's here. Okay. Um. Okay, so the run. Um. Guess we have a current state. Ceiling. I kind of lost the plot. Okay. This is state. We have the current state. Damn. The FSM should have all the states set up. How do we keep track of them? Oh fuck, this is just difficult as fuck. This is a mess. Holy shit. This is very good though. This is very good. Okay, what if we don't have a run function? Instead, we go current set run. Current state. Like current state. Get next state. If this does not equal result. Do we have none here? If this equals to none. I guess wait. Oh, fucking piece of shit. I feel like everything I try just gets shut down by some stupid logic. While... Okay. While there's no state, thread sleep, take sleep, 5. I guess int 5 ms. What the fuck do you mean 5 is a magic number? I'm defining the magic number here, so I don't have to use a magic number here. Jesus Christ, dude. Can I ignore this? What do you mean fix? Oh my god. Stupid. I wonder, like... No, we have to go like MS2 tick or something. Sleep. Hvordan var draget? Hvor lenge har jeg vært syk? Bare en uke eller sånt. Tick. No. TX. Time get. Byte. Block. Byte. R2 is MS2 tick. R2's MS2 tick. 5 MS. While there's no next state, run. State. So it should finish. Oh, this might be bad. Current state equals the current state. Next state. Next state. 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 Next state will be get next state. Current state, next state. Possible next state, I guess. While this is false, wait. This should be functional. I guess something like this. This only needs to made once. 5 ms. TX thread sleep. R goes ms to tick 5 ms. Next state, current state, next state. This maybe. pretty sure this is a good way of doing it, right? Because now we create a safe state object. Then we populate it. Then we add that object to the state config. And then we throw away all this. We don't need it anymore, we free it. So I'm not sure if the object itself is freed. I guess if we pass it back as a copy into this, it works. But if this was like, what was it? std unique pointer state safe, then this would not work, I'm guessing. Maybe. I guess it's not very necessary as of now. These should probably be functions. So we can define them elsewhere. So like, I guess, we will have some add state config get safe state config state get something like this, I think. This is better. This is very much better, I think. This is a bad example. This is retarded. It's actually retarded. Hello. The FSM is in C++ now, apparently. But I actually like it. It's so much better to write classes, in my opinion. I don't get the hype around not like classes. But how do I move it? Move it. Fuck. Is this bug? This is... No, you're writing returns to the right. To the right? What do you mean to the right? Can I GIF? Angry. Oh no, yeah, I know it. It's horrible. I agree. It's my boss man. Never mind. Uh the the guy is the leader, the new leader in the organization wants me to use this C-lang tidy thing. So yeah, I know. I don't even understand like why this is a thing, you know? It's just more to write. He took the rest. Cool, 8. Also, this is the most stupid ass shit ever. I on purpose, instead of writing 5 here, that doesn't give me. I guess MS to tick. Maybe this makes more sense. Since the magic variable is this thing, right? So, or to begin with, this was like this. But this is a magic variable, of course. I agree. So then the normal thing to do would be like, int 5 equal to 5, right? And then, Jesus Christ, you replace this with 5 ms. But, okay, then we go int 5. Like, how do I fix this magic number thing? Does it want me to define globally? What the thing was meant for declaring inside lambda functions, but it also meant normal function could use it too. That's some people are abusing. Rip. Const expression, yeah. Abra looking good, 25 seconds with 19 left. More classic. Oh, probably. Is it worth the $25 to watch? I don't know. Keep me updated. Well, I guess you don't really need the magic variable if you have $5 max genom Teleshad. If you have Arctos MSUTIC 5, then that would be descriptive enough, I guess. Okay. We've made quite a lot of changes, Ross or Mike, since last time, and I'm still kind of on my 5th iteration. But I think this is a good way of doing it. Since I watched like probably 5 hours of the journal now. So now I've understood basically that the objects, okay, the previous where I was doing it was basically defining how the object should work inside the object. Now instead, we will make like a general object, and then we will use it like this. And then the plan is also to load these transitions from like a Python script from CSV, right? So we would have like we would have a table with the state and event and result, right? I'll show you. Oh my god. Makes sense, yeah. In my company, we store stuff inside XML files and create GUIs with Python. Oh, okay. I don't know why it's lagging so much now. Hopefully the stream is okay. Okay, yeah. So basically, have this table and then we have some script to load this into each function, I guess. The critical stuff are C++. Okay. This is lagging a lot now. I'll hide this, I think. Yeah. I think that's good. Also, like, it's kind of lucky. When I was making the table, I was reading through the old code. And guess what I found? This is not the I pushed that update. Yeah. These functions are. This is why you want the build script, right? And use an Excel table. Because it's so easy to write event depressurize, event depressurize, event depressurize, event depressurize. Yeah, and then you might maybe write it once and then you just copy it over, right? And it's so easy to like. It helps if you have C++ and you can like take the pick a choice from the enum. But still, like, this is an impossible bug to find, right? It was just lucky I found it. So if you can't tell, this FSM add transition. Okay, it's not linked up correctly now. It takes in the pointer to the state, an event, and what state to go to. But instead of going to the depressurize state, it tried to go to the event depressurize event. And I think these ones, this is a type of enum, so depressurize and event depressurize is not the same position, so this would break. This would worst case scenario go to, I guess, hold 1 state. Yeah. I guess it was lucky it wasn't a worse state it went to. But yeah, it could, if the rocket was depressurized, it luckily went to hold state, which I think is basically safe state. But if it was like, if I guess if event burn was at this position, it would have on event depressurize burnt or went into burn mode. So this is like an insane bug, an insanely dangerous bug. Which, okay, I guess we can look at when it was introduced. I don't know how long it has been there. But that's dangerous. And we can't like, that can't happen again, you know? I think I looked at it. I think it was recently introduced by one of my team, actually. If I don't remember incorrectly. I guess we can look at the main here. Guess this is when we're still initializing it. Version. I guess the code might not be in core. Where can I... Drivers, maybe? No. It's a common problem. C is loosely typed language. Everything is converted to each other implicitly. Yeah. But that could have ended badly. Oh, it's been here. Damn. Maybe it was in the previous code as well. Engine software. 45 seconds to hovedfeltet, 25 seconds fortsatt to get to 10 kilometers. How's the end? Is it a difficult end? Like, does he have a chance? Depressurize. Okay, so it was introduced after this point at least. I don't think I've changed it, so I don't think it's me. But only 2 others that could have changed it is better programmers than me, so I'm not like, yeah, calling them out. But yeah, I don't know. You need to design a system or a way of doing this that doesn't let you do this, right? That's dangerous. Holy shit. Ah, fuck. I think I just broke the file. It's fine. We don't care. Do you think this is a good design, Russ? Um. mm, no, this wouldn't work. This is bad. Never mind. I take it back. For the past few days, I've been porting a Linux app to Windows. I started to notice cracks of C++ as the file system paths C str. Method returns char 1 byte per char in Linux and Mac. In Windows, it returns W char t 2 bytes per character. Till that point, I thought standard library functions provided cross-platform programming. Turns out it wasn't. Damn. We should all just move to Rust, you know? In Rust, you need to be good to make mistakes. Or I guess, like... What the fuck is SwampTube? It's the same Rust too. I checked, actually. Damn. We can't escape. Oh, that makes sense. It's probably just a Windows API, right? So we have some, what is it called? A template, Rust template on the Windows API. But yeah, I found out that this have I don't know, in Rust when you use like what's an example here? Yeah, these ones I before I used this like unwrap, but this will just crash a program. So it's sort of like a bug without a bug. You're sort of just crashing the program on purpose. So, but I was using them everywhere. But I didn't know you want to basically, you want to fail a function, but you don't want to fail a program. So you want to return a result that didn't work. Not... Yeah, you shouldn't make it create so that it crashes the program of the people that using it. You would rather have it return an error. Cross-platform is a lie told by script languages. Think your pattern is wrong, your code shouldn't represent raw data. It's a bad practice. Till I get some random holy. My C++ code? Your code shouldn't represent raw data. It's bad practice. Wait, what do you mean? The giant array of structs. You mean this file? This is what we're remaking. Oh no, I'm making one with structs as well now. Wait, never mind. Yeah, this one. Yeah, that's sort of what we're remaking. I'd prefer a table file. And then load in from the table. That was sort of the plan, right? To have... I don't know how yet, or what's the best practice, but basically write these functions here with a script. 360 Pelton with 5.9. If you really want it, you could write a generative script that as a header. Do you think that's better? Why isn't it preferable to have a script you run to generate the code for you? before loading it, or like I guess pushing the code to the ECU. By the way, I thought this was smart. A transition will have an importance field. Importance. I guess standard. Attack Abra. Abra drops him with 5.3k to go. Holy shit. Yeah, so basically having these ones. And then in transitions, we will on the cobble climbs. Oh my god, I'm looking forward to rewatching it. Holy shit. We basically add all the transitions here, and then we have I guess like get next transition. Which will return a state. This will be get next state. And this will basically loop over all the transitions. And then return the one that's true, given... Like, basically keep track of every event or every transition that can happen. And then return the one that has highest priority. I thought that was smart. For example, I was working on a smartwatch as my final thesis. The device didn't have disk storage to load images and fonts. What I did was to compile those into raw bytes and inserted it into a header, which was included in source code. Oh, are you thinking of like building these ones? Not into the actual text, but loading these from actual basically into raw bytes and then loading them in. Refer and plans back if you have constructor or pushback. And plans back. Oh. And plans back. Simple this. Appends a new element to the end of the container. The element is constructed true, which typically uses placement new to construct the element in place at the location provided by the container. The arguments of... I don't understand anything of that. Holy shit, is it close? They're attacking, oh no. Appends a new element to the end of a container. Place back does not take an object as an argument, but its fields. This way, you can create an object without causing copy. When I get the items back, will that work the same then? Since I sort of want to place that transition struct. Damn, I was hoping that would work. Two 5 seconds with 2.4. Wait, he might actually win. Holy shit. Since, like, I want to loop over... Can you have transitions length, size. I have to double check what that does. Push back takes objects and place back takes its arguments. But it's not like, do I not want objects? I thought I want objects, right? Since then I can have like I can go like this, right? No, it's the same thing. So I will get I will get the transition even though it's in place back. Five seconds on chasing guy. Oh no. Oh no. 600 meters. Oh no. Damn, I can do that. Button place back and push back will add an item. What pushback do is it will copy the object twice. The place back will create the object in place with the array. Oh, you make the object in the array. And push back, you have an object and then you take the copy of that object and then put that copy into the array. Okay. Okay. He's got it. Holy shit. Yes, okay. Wait, we won? Abra win? Holy shit. Transition. Can I go like this? If not transition, no. T1, easy, let's go. I don't know what's the best way to do here. I guess size does not equal 0. We still need to return something either way, so it might be better to get next state, maybe. Damn. I miss Python now. Bye-bye. Okay, bye. I guess we have two ways of doing this. Either we take like a state template or something. And then return the status. Maybe we can go like this. Can we guarantee that it has a state? So it would be transitions in place back, go to state, condition, priority. Do I need to wrap them? So do they have to be like in a tuple thing? Then we're not making objects. No, okay. So this this creates like an entry. Then when we take that entry out, we can put it into a transition. You write them serially. It's like printf takes infinite args. Okay. I guess we don't check if there's... Okay, okay, let's make this first and then we can handle edge cases. Best match, I guess. Transition, current, transitions. We can call this a 1, I guess. No, that's it. I feel like I would rather check twice. What are you trying? I want to set the best match. To a transition. With the best priority. So basically, if current priority, I guess match current priority. No, that's not how you do it. Switch current priority. Case importance critical. I think it's this. Case important critical. Break, then we want to return current state. Let's call this go to state. So if it's critical, then we don't care. It only has one critical possible transition. No. Can you not return? Isn't this type state? Oh, we want to create a state object. Oh. I guess... Ooh. Damn. The state object is defined in a child file. If state A greater than state B. What do you mean? I guess we can match further out. So if we have a made state... Okay, I think this works for now. Use undeclared identifier transition. You can also do iterator for loop. Or like an auto thing. It's like for auto transitions. For auto, I guess type or transition in transitions. That's nice. Current will be T. Damn, I hate these guidelines. T? Ether? Wait, what? Curve? I don't understand. Instead of switch? Oh, you're naming. Oh. Ah. Okay. Oh, instead of this? I like it. It's fun. Wait, then we want to cur go to state, break, case importance, standard, best match will be cur go to state, case I guess default case. Default? No. Default? No variable overload. Oh. Ah. You don't need break if you are returning. Okay, so if there's no transitions in a state, that will basically only happen with the last state. But I think we probably should handle it. Can return. Maybe we make a different return type. Why did you do transition? Cur equals transition. It's necessary. I was thinking transition 0. Wait. Wait. For transition. I don't know why I did that. I see. So the transition go to best match transition go to state. Yeah, okay. Okay. How do you handle this? Since we may maybe if there's no transition defined, we just tell it to go to the safe transition or safe state. Because then something very wrong has happened. Equals 0. If is empty, return null pointer. So you want to introduce STD option. I have not done any of that yet. I'm guessing STD optional is like the result type in Rust, right? It's not null pointer, it's null opt. Oh. Like a null option. Do we want that? I guess that's... And then, wait, what do you do? To go like std null option of type this or none or something? Optional. Oh. And then when we use this get state, we will not get this, we will get std optional type state type next state, and then we handle it, right? Null option is constant equal to 0. Okay. Let's do that. That seems like a good solution. What do you call it? std null option. Use of undeclared identifier transition. Transitions. Okay. Next state. I guess we go. Is there a Walrus operator in C++? So can I go like if this, I mean if not handle, but you like I basically do this line in one. It has value. Do you need to pass in like it has bool operator overloads too. Wait, I think. Wait, you were thinking in the for if statement, I think. So this would. As value is to check if empty, if we want to have default refer to value or I see. But here we don't handle it. So if I guess can I go get? Something like this, right? That's a good solution. Next state. Yes, and then we have to do this. Switch. There's definitely better way of doing it. I guess FSM safe. FSM get state type safe. I guess this could work maybe. Fuck. As the optional has Boolean operator overload, but I like explicitly saying has value. Yeah, I agree. Get state. We can make this better. Okay, so the problem here is basically that this get next state, preferably the transitions would have the state object in the struct. So we would have state go to state. With the current design, that's not super easy. I need to remake some stuff. So now instead we return the state type, and then we find the state in the FSM config. That seems like a very bad way of doing it. So I guess maybe better is not to add state config, but instead do current state is get safe state config. This might be way better. I think so. Yeah, this might actually work. And then we don't add it here. But next state will be all the possible states. So the state switching will happen here. I think this is a good... What else do we have here? Burning. And then these ones will have the configuration in them. Yeah, I think I like this. This is good, right? No viable overloaded. Yes, this should be handled in this switch case. Get next state, current state, possible next state. If get next state. If no get next state, we sleep. No. Current state run. While no next state, sleep. Eh? I feel like I'm cooking. Yeah. This is good. Let's see here. While no next state. Wait. Since the current state is run, when it's done running, we'll check if there's a next state. Now, for the most part, it won't have next state. It will wait for us to send the command. You can go to next state, like go from safe state to filling state. So it will be in this loop until it gets the command. Event has happened. Then we set next state, get next state, grab the value of the optional. Yeah, optional. Then we match that state type with the different states, and then we switch to the state from the state config. This makes sense to me. I think this is a good design. The event tracker. We need to think about how we would solve this. But first I want to make sure this works. We probably want a switch from function as well here. So current state will update. Damn, I actually kind of like this. Okay, so we should have... Ooh. Okay. If... I guess we guarantee that it has value. So we know it has a value. Since we know it has a value, we can go current state, leave state function, something like this maybe. And this will set leave state should set like update events. Yes, I think I like this. So then we have a current state run. This, okay. Self state, safe set run. I guess set default, like what to call this? I guess make run function. Hmm. Maybe can we go like this? Wait. I guess it would be like state. Well, wait. It will be like safe state run. Can we go self? Can I go safe run? Uh, okay. State should have a virtual. Wait, what's virtual run return some result. Something like this maybe. A type specifier is required for all declarations. Use a trailing return type. I guess this is not default, this is 0, right? Fix. Public virtual FSM result. What the fuck? Is it like this? Virtual iState. Virtual auto state entry. Oh, I'm missing auto. Where were we? The structure of state is public and not virtual. Can I go? What is it? Like, state default. The structure of state is public and non-virtual. But it's private? The structure of state is private and prevents using the type. It should be virtual. And then we go safe. No. State? No. Safe run over. Fucking hell. Safe run function equals override like this. Oh, goddamn. Burning. State entry. Auto. Function return. Auto function over return some result override equal. No, not equal. I thought that would work. Maybe we can only do this inside the class. Since it recognizes there is a function called run, right? Safe. No. Can we go safe add function? Okay, let's think about this. We say that the state class has some virtual run function. No, is it auto? And then we have auto update run, which takes in an FSM result. Wait, I need to just Google this, I think. Fuck. Pass function into another function. Okay, we have add invoke as a function pointer. The reference to, I guess functions are stored on the stack, right? So reference will just point to that place in stack. Okay, so this will be if some result function pointer and return some results. Update run will return FSM result, and the function that will be ran must also return an FSM result. Okay, I agree. F. Wait, does this work? No, it shouldn't take. Can I go div like this? Update run can be made static. Fix available. Static means that only this file can use it, right? But we don't want to do that. Add function. Can we go into like a closed scope here? Def the general run function auto fsum. And this is a reference to that place in memory. Ooh, wait, this doesn't work. This has to be defined outside, I think. Yes. That sucks. Can I have like a close scope? Nah. Since this has to be like a stuck place in memory, it has to stay there, right? Fuck. Let's try one more. So undeclared identifier run. Did you mean state run? Did I? No, I meant update. I guess set run is better. Function definition is not allowed here. Damn. This is a big, serious problem for me. Variables type state is abstract type. I don't even know what that means. Return type state is an abstract type. Why? Does it need to have identifiers or something? I'll do this again. Boom, boom, boom. What we want to maybe initialize it with like an ID or like, oh, we should initialize it with a type. State type safe. State type. Oops. State is not used. Private field state type is not used, but it's set. Can it not be set but not used? Okay, so this should not return. This should set the run to be F. Fuck. Can I go auto virtual run? Can I go like this? Can I go like this? This. Oh, rip. Okay, what if we initialize it with the running function? So this will be FSM result run, private field run. This is a function pointer. Oh, I don't know what to do. Private field. Can I go auto? Auto point. Can I go? Oh, fuck me. Okay, I guess we... C++ make object give default function to object. Maybe object instance is better. Default parameter as class object. Set default set initialize object with function C++. Struct object with or pass in function as parameter. Pass objects as parameters. Holy fucking piece of shit. Constructors with objects as parameters. Passing and returning objects in C++. Okay, I guess we try Google. Create default function for objects. C++. Default methods. Initialize object with initialize object with function. No, this would be like a function that initializes an object. With function as parameters. So wait, you should call its method, then pass it as a function argument. Fuck me. Initializing object as function arguments. I don't even know how to search for this. Oh. What do we want to do? We want to create like a default. Okay, I think I've done that before. No, here we make it on top of a different. I guess we can ask chat. I have a class state that I basically want every instance to define its own run function for itself. Basically, when it's a state machine and I create the different states as objects, but I currently have no way that I could figure out to add to make a specific function for each instance of the class. E.g. Zero. Wait, this is how the syntax looks. Class. What do we want to show? We want to have a default public auto run I guess this would be more like a reference to function. This should take in a reference to a function that returns an int. I guess run is equal to the f or something. A run b run. Basically, now a should run the a function and bs. And b. But this does not work. How would you make something like this? That's a perfect prompt if I've ever seen one. Can you make a better prompt? I don't think so. You could use like normal syntax instead of this shit. That would maybe help a tiny bit. Run int return function. This works. Include functional. Okay, what was the idea here? We have... Also, I'm gonna comment this out. State type state. Virtual auto run. This will run the function. No. Yes. State run function. I guess. std function of type FSM result. Oh, what was it? Default function or something? State default run function, I guess we call it. Default. No. Default run function is just a pointer, I guess. Invalid case style for private member. State set default run function. Public. Auto run. This is not virtual. I don't know what virtual actually does, so auto run int function, default run function. Importance dictates which state to go to for states with the condition. Wait. Oh, this is correct, yeah. Translate. Okay. Auto adds run function. Okay. Default run function. default run function. Is copied for each invocation, but only used as a const reference. Consider making const. Return type is int. Is it return here? std function int. Oh. This is the return type. So the function should return the FSM results. There we go. Too short. Parameter function is passed by value and only copied once. Consider moving it to avoid necessary copies. Consider moving it. Ooh, is this like std move? I'm starting to zone out in my head, so I need to... Okay, let's not do that. Right, no. Okay. So this is not needed. Current state is... It might have to keep track of current events though. Private. This is not needed, and the switch will happen here. So this will be all this. Yes. Okay. Good progress, I guess. What have we even done? I guess flesh out new architecture. Right, okay, time for school. Now that my brain doesn't work anymore, we go school. Okay, I'm gonna make dinner first. Ooh, that's like a 7th. 8-second delay. Okay, that's fine. Right, I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Let's see if our goats are bro. It's posted. Seems cool.
He won the Brussels Cycling Classic, and he's won the Circuit Franco-Belge this year, and of course that stage of the Tour de France as well. He's been a former Tour de France King of the Mountains jersey wearer as well, of course, from a couple of seasons ago. This would be another really good win on his Palmares in the early history of this race.
He's into the street, the kind of recognisable streets of Geroldsberg. He's just going to turn onto that classic view then, where we see up the hill.
Yeah, and he's going to do it. I mean, look at the gap now, 50 seconds back to the chasers. Mark Donovan, though, well, we're simply not being given a time back to Mark Donovan, unless that means, yes, Group 3 is the main peloton. Donovan should survive here for second place, but we don't see him catching Abramson. But it's been a really good break from those two. They were clear together. They were riders who were involved in chasing the original split that had happened as well. Abramson has been active all race because it was him and Tiller that were clear, and Donovan might yet come back. He is right there and actually looks a bit more laboured than Abramson, Pippa, but he is closing.
Yeah, he's only at 5 seconds according to that, just the quick time check there.
Oof, we're focusing on Donovan here. It's the long drag up to the finish line. This is the shot from the finish, though, which is ominous for Mark Donovan. We'll see him in shot. Abramson will see him too, but Jonas Abramson, by the looks of it, is going to take his 4th professional victory here in the 3rd edition of the Mur Classic, Heraldsbergen, in pretty illustrious company too. A great ride by Mark Donovan as well for Q36.5, but it is going to be Jonas Abramson, fresh from his stage win at the Tour de France, who takes his 4th professional win in this, the 3rd ever edition of the Mur Classic Heraldsbergen, and he's done it the hard way too. Here comes Donovan, fantastic ride in second. He was there with Abramson until Abramson turned in a snappy attack in the last few kilometres. He's hung on well as well, and we're going to get a big sprint now for 3rd place here, and that should be a tasty one. Whenever it's a sprint for a podium place, it's normally pretty tasty. It's Lukáš Kubík who's going with it. He's got Jenno Bergmos with him as well, and one of the Total Energies riders, that might be Sandy Dujardin still there actually. Kubík looking like he's going to get this from Bergmos, or is he? It's going to be a close sprint between these two. Last year's winner, Jenno Bergmos, takes the 3rd place. Sandy Dujardin coming in there for 5th. I think Rasmus Tiller might be 4th. Anders Skorset just going on. They're sprinting out all these places as well.
Good shit, boys.
If you want to write your own programming language, LLVM, A, is a great framework that you can do it, but also B, LLVM has an entire tutorial how to write your own lexer, parser, and then generating code with the LLVM IR, a whole tutorial right here. They call it Kaleidoscope, but you could literally write your own language for free. So that's pretty cool. So on stream, what we're going to do is we're going to take kind of the implementation that they recommend here in LLVM, and we're going to write a really crappy language.
That's fine. I was going to do something.
If you're an American, you've been probably seeing a whole bunch of these things, and in some places they're so common that you don't even notice them. They just blend into the background like they're trees or streetlights. And you've probably correctly assumed that they're recording traffic. They're also recording and logging license plates and using AI image recognition. But what if I told you that they are in fact not owned by your local police department or your local government, but are licensed to them by a third-party startup? And all of your vehicle's whereabouts are being tracked by a third-party data broker. What if I also told you that major retail chains are also using them, and they're combining your vehicle's whereabouts with your personal information, your shopping habits, and even your in-store behavior, and some of them are giving that information to law enforcement? And what if I told you that I just possibly may have come up with a way to break it?
This Colorado family was being driven to a shopping center in a stolen vehicle, and they would have gotten away with it without cutting-edge technology alerting police of their crime.
Nah, that was actually an OCR error.
Well, this New Mexico woman and her 12-year-old sister were driving to the park with a stolen license plate when AI-enhanced technology allowed police to...
That one was another computer vision error.
Well, yet another car-thieving woman of color caught red-handed.
Nope, just a glitch. This situation keeps
Probably not glitches, right?
happening all over the country. Your tax dollars pay startups to rent AI superpowers to law enforcement. And then the following year, your tax dollars pay the lawsuit settlements when it doesn't work. Flock Safety is a startup that was founded in 2017 that specializes in developing and leasing security cameras that have AI capabilities such as license plate recognition and vehicle identification. And these security cameras feed into databases that law enforcement, private companies, and even private citizens can access and utilize. And if you own a car in the United States, you have unquestionably been logged within one of these databases. It works like this. You drive past a Flock Safety camera and it records an image or video. An image segmentation model or something similar looks for the license plate itself, or a rectangle with some key identifiers like tail lights or a rear window. Once it is confident enough that it found a license plate, it sends a portion of the image to an OCR model, or optical character recognition, which is probably the most widely used type of AI for consumers. For example, it's used in PDFs or any type of automatic data entry, like scanning and cashing checks on your phone with your bank's app. AI like this typically uses a confidence level threshold, so if the OCR model is above, say, 90% sure that your license plate was read accurately, then the information is saved with a location and timestamp on it. It can also classify the make and model of your vehicle and note if there are any bumper stickers or add-ons or cosmetic damage on the vehicle. And this information as well gets stored to that database. A law enforcement officer can then run your license plate and see every single time that your vehicle has been tagged in the database. So if you're in a city that has a lot of these cameras, it pretty much has the same effect as secretly sticking a GPS device on your car. Flock Safety is also happy to provide service to businesses and homeowners associations, and those private clients often allow law enforcement to access the data from their cameras. Then there's the hot list. If law enforcement puts you on the hot list, they are notified every single time that Flock detects you. So it's kind of like having a police tail all day, every day, but without the pesky annoyances of requiring a judicial warrant to target and track a citizen who may not even be suspected of any sort of crime. So now you might be asking, what is there to stop, I don't know, Texas law enforcement tracking women out of state who are suspected of getting illegal abortions? Or how would you prevent a jealous, abusive person who also happens to be a law enforcement officer from using the system to...
My previous point. You stop the women, but the women disagree with the policies of the state move states. So if you can't have restriction of movement and these policies, but it's fair for people to want these policies and then decide to put them in place, right? They have voted for it, right? So, and they're very effective for their purpose, right? It's difficult to become a criminal now, basically. Yeah.
Constantly track his ex-girlfriend and her new partner. Well, unfortunately, you wouldn't prevent it because these are just two of the many examples of things that have actually already happened. Flock Safety has exhibited the usual hyper-aggressive startup behavior that we've all grown accustomed to. Near Orlando, Florida, for example, they installed nearly 100 cameras on public roadways without even notifying the county. And this entire industry sales pitches police departments with their cherry-picked success stories. If we didn't live in a surveillance state, this old lady with dementia would have never been found, or if it weren't for all these cameras, this homicide suspect would have never been taken off the streets and would still be murdering people right now. Had this license plate reader error not led to a mother and her young children being held at gunpoint, that family would have never received a $1.9 million settlement from Aurora, Colorado taxpayers. Weirdly, I couldn't find that example in any of their sales decks. From every single agreement that I've looked up and seen, the police department or local government do not own the camera, but pays for their installation, then rents them for an annual subscription fee. And usually this is between $2,000 and $3,000 per camera per year, but apparently there's been a recent price hike that has strained the budgets of some police departments. In all of these agreements, Flock Safety's liability policy is extremely tight and protects them against virtually all claims should something go wrong or an equipment or data error mislead an investigation. And one of the most amusing parts of this agreement is this section that is telling the police department to call 911 and not rely on Flock Safety services in the event of an emergency. Yikes.
Civil communities, police departments, private businesses, and individuals are not allowed to sell, lease, lend, give away, auction, or otherwise transfer ownership of any of Flock's IP or hardware. At no given time are you allowed to decompile, disassemble, reverse engineer, modify, alter, tamper with, or even repair any of it. Later in this video, I'll be disassembling and somewhat reverse engineering some ALPR cameras, but not Flock. If I did have access to some of Flock's hardware sitting in a box right over there, my attorney advises me that showing you any of it would jeopardize the existence of this video as a whole.
A big reason for this aggressive scaling is because the business model of companies like this is actually quite brilliant. They market themselves as public safety services licensing cutting-edge technology, but license plate readers and security cameras have existed for decades. Flock Safety and their competitors are data brokers. A city, police department, business, or homeowners association pays to borrow their cameras, and then they retain the right to make some of that data accessible behind the same licensing paywall scheme for other clients or customers. Andreessen Horowitz, who is the VC of choice for data brokers and big data startups like Databricks, Fivetrans, Scale AI, and Golden, just to name a few, they've invested nearly $500 million into Flock Safety, adding another $275 million just a few months ago. These are data broker numbers. For example, ADT, the largest and most recognizable home security company and brand in the world,
to me,
Download now.
a bit about our journey for changing our standard version from 14 to 20 in Sea of Thieves. My name is Keith Stockdale, and let's get going. A little bit about me. I always like to kick off any talks I'm doing with a picture of myself. So this is going to be a joke, in that the last time I did a bit of public speaking was at my wedding last summer. But yesterday I did a lightning talk, so that's not quite true anymore. But this is the second last time I did a bit of public speaking, and I hope it goes as well as it did then. I'm a senior software engineer at Rare, and I've been at Rare for the last 7 years. But I actually started as an intern back in 2015, so I've been at Rare off and on for the last 10 years. And I work on the rendering and engine teams, so I do a lot of GPU particle simulations, fluid simulations, that sort of thing. And here's some links. I'll flash the slide up again at the very end, just if people don't have it. But my LinkedIn, GitHub, and then my personal project, which is trying to make a shading testing framework in HLSL, which is DirectX's shading language of choice. Okay, so about Rare then. So Rare is a fantastic place to work. This is actually what we have. So this is one of our barns. Just out in the middle of the countryside with beautiful scenery all around. And Rare is 40 years old this year, which is quite old for a game studio. It is probably one of the oldest still in existence. And in that time, we have released over 100 titles. Some of those titles might include Donkey Kong Country, GoldenEye, so I know I always went over to friends' houses to play GoldenEye, Banjo-Kazooie, and more recently, Viva Pinata. Now, I wasn't here whenever we were actually making those. I joined Rare whenever we were making Sea of Thieves, which is going to be the topic of discussion for today. Now, alongside Sea of Thieves, we also have Everwild in production, which becomes a little bit important later on. So agenda is, I'm going to talk about Sea of Thieves, what it is, some backstory of the upgrade, so what actually got us there, and then summarize the motivations that actually convinced that this was something we wanted to do. And a little bit of discussion of planning, right? You don't just launch into this work, you want to do a bit of planning beforehand to make sure you're actually doing it correctly. And then the fun part. So we're actually flick the switches and then see what breaks, and then actually fixing those things. And then once we're all done, we'll have a little bit of a chat on some conclusions and then some discussions about what I want to do from here. So first off, what is Sea of Thieves? It's a game. But more specifically, it's a pirate game. So the whole idea is you get into a crew with your mates or just by yourself and go off into the world and do piratey things. Now, piratey things is quite nebulous. It could be something as simple as going out and finding some buried treasure, digging it up, or it could be just watching other people do it and then stealing their treasure, like the good pirate you are. Or it could be something more mystical, more fantastical, like fighting off a massive megalodon in the middle of the world, right? So there's a wide range of activities here. And for people who are more story-focused, you could do something like teaming up with Captain Jack Sparrow to go off and defeat Davy Jones, right? So huge amount of stuff. And I haven't even touched on even like the starting of what Sea of Thieves is. So we actually have a YouTube channel where we actually explain this. We have a whole playlist on this. So if you want to go and have a look, there it is. I'll leave the QR code up for a little bit of time if you want to take a picture. Yeah, okay. So the beginning. So how did Sea of Thieves start? Started off with Visual Studio 2013. So the actual repository came into being in December of 2014. So we're using C++ 14 with Visual Studio 2013. And we knew that Sea of Thieves was going to be a live service game. So we weren't just going to release it and that'll be it. This was going to be a game that we were going to be continually evolving over time. So right from the get-go, we had a massive culture change at Rare. And we heavily invested into continuous delivery, continuous integration, automated testing. And if you've ever seen talks from us, chances are it was about automated testing, especially if it's a software engineering one. So we've done talks at GDC and at Unreal Fest. And I even gave a talk last year at GDC about unit testing shooter code. And one other thing that you have to know about the start of Sea of Thieves is that it is an Unreal Engine game. And we started off with Unreal Engine 4.6, so this was fairly new, fairly raw Unreal 4. And we kept taking new versions until 4.10. Now, 4.10 actually came out, I think it was 2016. So the question there might be, why did you stop taking new releases? And what it really comes down to is there are many, many engine mods, about 37,500 to be exact. So these could range from single line changes all the way up to we are taking this file now. This file is now ours. And the reason we had to do this was to support big features that we need in our game that did not exist in Unreal. Things like our water, which is pretty important for a pirate game. So this was something that we couldn't just build on top of the engine. This had to be interleaved throughout the renderer. Other examples might be our GPU particle system. So Unreal Engine did have some support for GPU particles, but not the support that we needed. So this again is something we heavily modified in the engine. And there's modification throughout. It's not just on the rendering side. It's all throughout this. And what this basically meant was that each release that we took more and more time to integrate. Right. So you take it in and you try to coalesce all the changes that Epic have made versus ours and try to make it work and not break things. So this became quite unmanageable. So essentially, we forked, right? So we just went off our own way, and Epic went off on their own path. But we did cherry pick some features when it made sense. So if Epic came out with something really cool and we find it to be quite easy to take back, we did, right? So there's a bit of pragmatism there. We just weren't going to be taking any full new engine versions. And that works. Development continued, and we released back in March 2018. So this is actually our 7th anniversary. So Sea of Thieves has been going quite a while.
Yes, go. That's the same. Pros with doing school now. I promised myself to do it. Probably more. Cons. Good to recharge. For motivation. Would feel fit right now to work. I still have a bit of time the rest of the week. I can skip 4 homeworks. Oh wait, I think I flipped them. Yes. Yes. No. Fuck it. I know what to do. I'm not doing school. Fuck that. That's tomorrow. That's myself tomorrow's problem, you know. My problem tomorrow. Now, we enjoy life. Is that? There's no way I won't be able to do it, you know? You know?
This is a picture of me whenever the game released. This was my first game and I was very excited. So as soon as I saw it in stores, I had to take a picture. But as I said, we are a live service game. We did not stop in March of 2018. We continue to release more and more great new stuff, like fishing, harpoon launching, and then we also developed the lore of Sea of Thieves with more story. So this is taken from our tall tale called The Wild Rose. And we also